So I think the biggest question I've seen kind of on the internet as you've launched the company is, and maybe you can explain it in a way that's really dumbed down for most people. Why isn't this an iBuying type of product? And if it is, what's the difference between it?
Yeah, well, so iBuyers are generally considered home flippers. This is where companies will really just try to farm real estate agent commissions by doing the deal themselves. So they're trying to represent a buy and a sell, and then take 6% fee on either side. And so what they're trying to do is say, hey, let's see if we can get sellers who want to sell their home to us for $400,000, and it's in a $400,000 neighborhood or $415,000 neighborhood, and they're trying to sell it, for 415 or whatever. Although a lot of them lately are selling upside down, and they're basically trying to flip these properties and take the fees. Problem is, you've got companies like Opendoor that are just losing it right now. Not only literally on Twitter is the co-CEO of Opendoor like freaking out. He was
That
freaking
was
out on
hilarious.
CNBC earlier today. I mean, it's crazy. But this company is in my opinion getting ready to go bankrupt, because what you have is you have a company that's buying properties at the top of the market and trying to flip them as the market's falling. I have very little hope for them. That's the iBuyer model, which I think is terrible. What we're doing is we're buying fixer-uppers and we're not selling them. We're keeping them as cash flowing rentals. Maybe in the future, we might securitize like a basket of our rentals. So if we take, let's say if we have 500 homes, we might, and the whole basket is 500. We might take like 1/5 of it, a little sliver of it, and then go sell it to BlackRock or a pension fund or whatever, and retain the management and some kind of appreciation fee. We might do that in the future. That way, then we can go buy more deals, right? And expand the portfolio and make more cash flow for investors. But our goal is not to flip like Opendoor or Redfin. And the beautiful thing about that is because we don't have fees like Redfin or Opendoor, we can pay even just slightly more than Opendoor or Redfin. Like we could run ads like $5,000 guarantee. We'll pay you $5,000 more for your sale than Redfin or Opendoor, as long as it's a good deal. Otherwise, we're not going to buy it. And we could easily buy homes from under them and then have no fees and have way more profit than them because we're not flippers.
So if you're not flipping them, would HouseHack essentially also become a property management company, because you're going to have all of these houses that you have to maintain, you have to make sure everything goes well in order for the cash flow to keep coming?
Yeah, I think of it as a corporate landlord, which isn't like the sexiest definition, but I think of it as like an American Homes for Rent or Invitation Homes. These are companies that have like 50,000 homes under management. They manage them themselves. We'll be managing these properties ourselves as well, except we'll be doing things differently. Those companies don't have great reputations with their tenants. We're going to fix that. Those companies don't do short-term rentals. We will. Those companies don't do what Roofstock does. We will. Those companies are structured as REITs where they can't reinvest their profits. We're a C corporation, not taxed as a REIT, so we're going to be reinvesting our profits into potentially, software or other enhancements, maybe even getting into fintech. Whatever's profitable is what we're going to do.
It seems like that makes a lot more sense than the flipping model. Why do you think the bigger guys aren't doing what you're doing? Why is the flipping attractive to them versus being?
Well, I honestly think that that's just the business model they chose to get into. They thought, sellers are frustrated with the process of selling a home. Let's just make it easy for them and rip them off with a bunch of fees. It sounds provocative. I mean, we see advertisements every single day on TV of like, don't sell your home with the traditional way where you have people walking through your home with open houses or whatever. Just sell it to us, and no hassle, no headache. That's like they're trying to solve a problem that, in my opinion, isn't really a problem, because educated sellers know they're going to get the most money for their properties when they actually put them on the market. If your property isn't on the market, you're probably not going to get the most money for it, unless you have a stupid company like Opendoor overpaying for it. And don't get me wrong, like I don't want to bag on another company. I'm just trying to warn folks, because you go to Opendoor's last Q2 2022 earnings report, and you look at just their balance sheet. Their home valuations are at $6.6 billion based on the peak of the market, and their debt is $6.6 billion. They're 100% financed. And if they take a 20% write down on that inventory, they're going to be upside down by over $1 billion. It's insane.